됐고.
요하나, 지금 독일의 코로나 하루에 몇 명 정도 늘지? 공개돼요.
I looked up and we can put it, the numbers down below. Yeah. What's important is only the number that is important is how many new infections have happened in the past 7 days within 100,000 people. So in our area, we are always around 180 people who get infected in 1 week from 100,000 people. Yeah. So actually, the goal was to be under 50, right?
But used to be under 15, yeah?
Yeah, we
Long
used to
time
be under
ago.
50 for a long time. We all know somebody who got infected with COVID-19, right?
There are so many corona rules. Maybe every week come something new.
Yeah, sometimes we don't even know, right?
Yeah.
What kind of
So what is the nonsense of the rules, do you think?
Okay, wait. In our, how do you call it? What is it in Korean, like the Landkreis? Actually, our geog has the highest numbers. So the rules here are stricter than in the villages 100 kilometers west or north or anywhere, right? We live in a very rural area, right? We live in a village, but they made a rule that you have to wear a mask on, like, in shopping malls, which is totally understandable, and on marketplaces and so on. And also in the so-called verkehrsberuhigter Bereich, which are streets that people are allowed to walk on because there are really almost no cars going there. And you are allowed to go, I think, 5 kilometers per hour on this street, so you have to go really slowly. And they made a rule that also on these kinds of streets you have to wear a mask. Now, we live in a village which is very tiny, and actually there's maybe one person passing in 1 hour, right? But theoretically we all have to wear a mask outside on the street.
I don't even see the people.
Also, nobody's wearing a mask here. I mean, this is just so ridiculous.
Okay, secondly.
A second. So our door is very touristy, and many tourists come here, especially from Berlin, because Berlin is just around 120 kilometers away. We live at the border to another door, right? The people from the other door, they're not allowed to come here, but we are allowed to go there because they don't live there. It's still touristy, but not as touristy as here. So we can go to the next town to go shopping, but they can't come here actually, theoretically. So the third one would be in our geo, one household is allowed to meet one person indoors or in public places, except for children up to 14 years, they don't count. So the thing is that many people here live with their grandparents, not together, but maybe their neighbors, and theoretically they would have to say, okay, grandma, today you're allowed to visit us, and grandpa, tomorrow you're allowed to visit us. I haven't met anyone so far who keeps this rule.
But grandparents belong to the family.
It doesn't matter.
That was the kind of nonsense rules for us.
For us it's a total nonsense, because I think it's good to have some rules, but people should be able to keep them.
And number 4.
Number 4 in pajamas. Number 4 is that the government sort of closed down all the shops. But what they did is they started the contribution of masks in pharmacies. So they supplied the pharmacies with masks, and people who belong to the group of people that are in risk, like elderly people and people with asthma and so on, they were allowed to go to the pharmacy to pick up 3 masks for free. And of course they said, yeah, please don't go all at the same time. But I mean, when you get something for free, you just go there, right? And the pharmacists were not happy because just before Christmas there were so many people coming into the pharmacy, and I know I have friends
who were like, why are you doing this super spreader event at the pharmacy? So on one hand, they closed down on the shop, almost of the shops, and on the other hand, they made many people go to the pharmacy. And so many people had the chance to meet each other before Christmas, which is not such a good idea because anyway, they were afraid of Christmas when families would gather and meet. Yeah, they were afraid that this would contribute to a rise in numbers. Yeah,
That's it?
that's it.
Okay.